Hello and greeting to you dear friends. Today we are here with the first episode of our website design tutorial with HTML and CSS. Well, before we start, based on the previous tutorials that we gave you in our videos, that knowledge is already enough. And today we wanna create our very first project. First, we make a new folder with any name we want. For example, here we write criminal killer. Then we open it with VS Code. Now, because we don't want our CSS, HTML, image, and other things we upload in the future to get mixed up, we need to create a new folder named assets. Inside this assets folder, we'll create subfolders for each category. For example, the first one is CSS. So we click on assets, then create a new folder called CSS. Again, click on assets and make another folder named font for the font that we upload here in the future. The third one is JS for our JavaScript files, and another one named IMG, short for image, for the pictures that we want to upload later. Pay attention that for creating each of these folders, you must first click once on assets and then create it. Otherwise, for example, your image folder might be created inside your CSS folder, and in the future when you wanna link and work with them, you'll have problem and may need to start a new project again. Alright, so far everything is already. Now outside of assets, in the main project folder, we click once and create new file named index.html. Next, we go inside the CSS folder and create new files: app.css, index.css, font.css, underline normalize.css, underline responsive.css. Now let's explain why we don't just create one CSS file for each page. In our website, we'll have a header and main and footer. So to prevent our code from getting too heavy and to avoid problems in the future, create separate CSS files for each purpose. As you know, in any website, the header and footer usually stay the same, and the main section is what changes. That's why we created a CSS file called app.css for our header and footer codes. The codes related to the main or the body will go inside index.css. Our font will be added inside font.css. And to avoid everything become too crowded, we put our responsive section which will include media queries that we haven't taught yet inside underline responsive.css. Finally, some codes that we will always need, like text color or background colors, will be written inside underline normalize.css. Alright, now we don't need to touch these anymore. Let's open our index.html file. We type HTML5 and press enter. In the title section, we write the name of our site, criminal killer. Now it's time to link our CSS files to our index.html file. Index.html file. First, write link, and inside the ref we type / the path like this. That was it for today's tutorial. In the next parts, as usual, inside the body section we will have the header, main, and footer, and then we'll get into the actual coding. Thanks for watching up to here. Make sure to follow the next episode as well.